Hello friends, and welcome back to the Gamer Down. This is your host, Dark Hostess. Back again with Artifact Hotspots, and today we are looking at Stillmoor. And if you looked on my map and you saw where I was at, I am at Cair Colum. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is the absolute best place in all of Stillmoor to find those elusive artifacts. If you are unsure of the location, then just rewind the video and look on my map where I was at. One of the very first places that you want to look is in these fountains here. I found up to 8 artifacts in both of these fountains. They are just a little gold mine. I love these fountains. And anyway, this whole area here at Cair Colum is full of artifacts, and you want to go around and you want to follow the ramparts. You want to go around the walls. You want to cover this whole area for this Cair Colum. By the time you get to the rear of this place, the artifacts in front will be spawning, and you're going to have to fight some stuff. Everything here is level 50, but there is an advantage to that. This being a higher level area, the artifacts usually sell for a little bit more. But this definitely has to be the best area in all of Stillmoor. I have scoured all of Stillmoor. I've been to Cair Mathos and all those places, and they do have artifacts, but the mobs are just too packed in. And places like here, you see there's a rare right there, and that rare just kept spawning over and over. I don't know what was going on with that. If it was a server bug, but he wasn't there later on, so it was just one of those weird things where his timer was off, and he spawned like 3 or 4 times in a row. But all of his items were buying on pickup, so it didn't pay off too much for me. Now, the absolutely best way to farm this place is start at the very front and go in circles. Just go along the edges, and you can also get along the cliffs as well, and you can avoid some of the mobs, and you can jump down to some artifacts like the one down there. And surprisingly, the spawn rate is not too high, and the mobs will probably be respawned by the time you've made your rounds, but that's the price you got to pay. I mean, that's why these artifacts around this area sell for so much more than, your common ones, because they're so much harder to get. I mean, Stillmoor is one of the suckiest places to hunt artifacts. I mean, there's no free ride around here. You can't, you can go along the mountains and you can find a few artifacts, maybe like 3 or 4. But if you come to like a place like this, you're going to find, a backpack full. It's going to take a little time, of course, because you have to work your way through all the witches and undead guys. That's the way it has to be. That's the way it is. Now, that isn't such a bad thing, though, because you are getting drops from these level 50 mobs. So you're getting gold, you're getting items, you're getting cloth, you're getting stuff to sell. So you're not walking away completely empty-handed. You're getting paid for your effort of having to kill these mobs. And there is a daily quest here, and if you pick up the daily quest, you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. The only problem with that is that there will be other people here. If you come here on a day where there's not the daily quest going on, you're not going to have anybody else here. You're going to be the only person here, unless somebody else sees this video and happens to show up. But that's alright. That's okay. One thing that makes this just so much better than like Cair Mathos is, you can navigate around these mobs, and you will have to fight, but you can manage to walk away, walk away from some of them. And like over at Cair Mathos, there's no walking away. Everything's so packed in. There's patrols, and this place is kind of peaceful. You can kill 1 mob at a time at your own pace. And you see where I'm standing right there? this is where the rare mob spawns, and he seems to spawn quite often, so you want to keep an eye out for that guy. He does drop a quest as well, so you want to keep that in mind, and there's an achievement if you kill, I believe, 4 of the rare mobs in Stillmoor. Now, some of you may have noticed that I don't have very much money in my backpack, and that is because I blow money like crazy, and that's why I have to make money all the time, because I spend money all the time. And you saw that I was riding the shiny turtle. Yeah, that cost quite a dime, getting all the artifacts for that, because yeah, I buy a lot of artifacts off the auction house, or at least I did. I've got pretty much everything I want from the artifact guy, and I just kind of do it for fun and to make some money. Next thing I'm going to buy is some gear, and I bought a spectral horse for 120 platinum, and I just blow cash so quickly, you know. And you know how hard it is to make cash in Rift, and really artifact hunting is the best way all around to make cash. It seems like mats just don't sell at all. I think people are kind of like me. Instead of wanting to buy them, you know, off the auction house, they just go and get their own mats. But you know, artifacts are a little bit different because you can't pick and choose your artifacts. You know, you get random drops every time, and somebody else might get a drop you need, and you get a drop that they need. So, and one thing I want to add is always, you know, check the towers of these castle-like places, these old ruined structures, you know. Follow the walls around, and always go to the tops of the towers, because there's always usually a prize for your effort. And this has been Artifact Hotspots number 3.